if they are all that much differently. Let's take a look at the fact that a male on the streets is treated that much differently. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It absolutely is true that we are treated horribly by the police and by you, the general public. We get the silence is violence, but when it comes to any of us being abused, we get crickets. People like me who fought our entire lives for black people and for women and for homosexuals who want to use the guise of, oh well, if you aren't willing to fight for our rights, you don't deserve yours. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm a disabled homeless male, and I have no rights. I'm not considered a human being by your society. I am considered less of a human being than each of these groups that I hear complaining that I'm not doing enough for them, no matter how much I do for them. When I do something for them, I get upon occasion, a thank you, or if you ever need anything, just let me know. And when I let them know, it's, oh, well, I have it worse than you because I'm gay. I have it worse than you because I'm black. Or I have it worse than you because and that's just because, well, they assume each of these groups have been taught that they have it worse than everyone else. And that they don't have to listen to anyone else. That nobody else could ever possibly need help the way that they've needed it. And it's not their job to help others, but others are expected to help them. This makes it difficult to live in the world. Being treated like an animal. Being treated like you're less than human to black people, to women, to people in houses. People have money. Oh yes, these people who own businesses that are losing money now because there's so many homeless people. They're not doing anything to help these homeless people get unhomeless. Matter of fact, they're making these homeless people be criminals. Forcing someone to be a criminal is entirely different. When you business owners are willing to force everyone in America to spend a whole bunch of money on taxes, over $100,000 a year to incarcerate a homeless person, when it was $8,000 a year to house them. Meanwhile, we can't have that, can we? Because one of you will get offended somehow. And then, of course, you want to cut them off from access to bathrooms and complain that they're pissing on the side of your building. That doesn't make them the bad guy, that makes you the bad guy. Who's the bigger? The man with 1,000 acres of grain, or the man who steals enough for a loaf of bread? Alright, it looks like I'm down to 14% battery. But I'm at the church, this is where the food is, and I'm flat fucking broke. The money that I had for paying my fine off, I don't have that money because I still gotta fucking survive. And I can't turn in any of the crimes against me if I'm alone. I can't turn in a stalker if I'm alone. I have to have a friend or family member there who takes it fucking seriously, instead of blowing me off like it's no big fucking thing. Well, it is a big fucking thing. See, that's the problem. Nobody gave a fuck who harmed me before Natalie was killed. Nobody gave a fuck afterwards. What they care about is their opinions and their fucking conspiracy theories. Like, holy shit, motherfuckers. Can't you look at some goddamn evidence and fucking speak up with me? Make the calls to the police with me? Not in fucking 6 years, but right fucking now. Yes, right fucking now. If you can argue with me or talk about yourself for 2 goddamn hours, then you can take the time to call it in with me and take it fucking seriously and make sure the people we call take it fucking seriously. God damn. I don't have a single real friend. I never have. As you can tell, there's lots of nice people. Nice people. Used car salesmen are nice. Yeah, that's right. Not every nice person is a used car salesman, but just because someone is nice doesn't mean that they're good. There's lots of meth heads that are nice. They'll steal your methamphetamines, and then they'll be real nice about helping you look for it. That's why I don't mess around with meth. Well, one of the reasons. What? We ain't dating.
I didn't say my husband.
Yeah, I heard the cops come up on you the other day and say you had warrants.
That was so stupid. I did not have a single warrant. They were just harassing me. Was that harassment?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling Rodriguez at the courthouse. He was like, "That's not harassment."
It is harassment. It's a common tactic too. Just when they want to harass you, any excuse will do. Officer Steinman in Boulder, Colorado used to pull that.
That was the stupidest thing. They were even telling me I was getting trespassed and things. I went in to talk to me because they were like, "We heard."
Yeah, that's for surely harassment. That's why I record everything. Flying napkins?
Yeah.
Bonjour, Larry.
There was that case of having the nurse, but those were really good.
Breathing. Figured I had to make my way down here so that I don't get complained at by the ladies.
Has someone dropped their phone?
Oh,
They're
not
mean.
Huh?
Some ladies
dropped
their phone?
Yeah.
I have mine.
Anybody else?
Anybody lose a phone?
No, I did not. But for somebody that can, I would no, just take my seat, man. It's respect. Please don't hurt my feelings.
All right, I won't
got
hurt your
one
feelings.
left.
Thank you.
Sit down, my brother.
Okay, you're waiting for seconds.
You're just gonna have to wait.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Wow. I'm the youngest person at the table. Is you? Well, my grandma stopped having birthdays at 16. She said when she was 16, everything that she wanted was legal. She wanted to be a NASCAR driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I tell people I drive like your grandma, I just inform them I don't drive like my grandma.
No.
Don't laugh at my jokes, it only encourages me.
I didn't mean to.
pretty good one. Oppenheimer movie coming.
Oh, yeah.
Say who? Oppenheimer. Oh yeah, coming in town pretty soon.
I prefer DuPont. Well, we got nukes out of the man, and we also got Tupperware.
Ranch, are you gonna want seconds?
I do. Oh, thank you.
All right. So the bearded feller with the white beard, his name is Gary, correct?
Yeah.
You need to walk it over the garbage.
Is he okay?
Well, maybe I don't think he's here today.
Gary?
Yeah, he rides, he takes people over to get their eyes done in Portland. So if he hits traffic or whatever, he just doesn't make it. So you guys
You're doing
Oh, I
a
was
great
being
job.
patient. I just wanted to make sure he was okay.
She's doing a great job.
I thought I was being
I'm
patient.
sorry about today, man. I'm sorry I didn't make that appointment. We were
Do you
supposed
want
to go.
something to drink? Did you already tell me what you
Yes,
wanted?
please.
No, I didn't tell you.
Milk. We don't have milk. Oh, coffee or water?
Water.
But I may have said no.
Oh, Gary must be.
That's all right. I make mistakes too.
Oh, we all do. We all do.
You guys want something to drink?
Yeah, sometimes I accidentally say Jim Morrison instead of James Roberts.
It's okay, man. It's all right.
Bless you.
At least you don't call me by other names that some people use.
Oh, you mean pet names?
Yeah.
Like F off?
Yeah, exactly.
Or you're being trespassed?
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the words.
Oh, that is so cute. I've got an ice cube in my cup that looks like a teardrop.
So is mine. It looks like a teardrop too.
See, now that right there would be a good gimmick for a bar.
Yeah, it would.
Throw them in people's beer.
There you go.
Park, you're out dragging. You get your time if you wish.
Well, I figured with a tear in their beer, they could start themselves some country songs.
Especially the one that there's a tear in my beer.
There's a tear in my beard. Oh, I feel.
Isn't that Thanksgiving Junior?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the spliff of it. There's a hole in my bowl.
There's a
Need a
hole in
nugget
my
to
bowl.
plug it.
Yeah. All in my bowl.
Uncle Marco is my godfather.
Any other museum?
Oh, yeah.
It's $7.
$7?
Okay. I
I will
overheard
see you
that.
gentlemen and everybody else at, well, you know where I'm at.
All right.
Yeah, you're right there.
And I'm going, what?
Isn't that the saying? Wherever you are, there you are.
There's absolutely nothing wrong. I've just,
Well, me and my mom watched
I'm on a
that movie,
3-day stretch
Richard
without-
Thomas
without
and
eating. My stomach is
Hank
full,
Williams
but I want
Jr.
some
in that
food.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then Hank Williams Jr. cheesed
I
up
just
when
ate
he
quite a bit.
fell
And
off a cliff.
my stomach
Wow.
went, okay, you need to stop and not listen to my body. You're off.
Yeah, they usually have milk.
Well, they ran out of milk the other day when Gary was here.
Oh,
That's right. Still will tell you the
Refills on
milk.
water?
I'll take some water, please.
I'll have some more.
Thank you.
I'll have some more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that sodium-free organic vegan water?
Yes. Yes, I don't know if it's organic.
When they ran out, when Tillamook ran out of milk, that's what ran out of milk, they had to replace it with something real fancy.
I've been looking for Tillamook milk in the stores. There's never been Tillamook milk apparently. There's Tillamook cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You want to see the? Sorry. My bad.
There's you
I wouldn't get it out of the hose, people.
I ate out of dumpster slime. I'm not complaining.
Hey, Chad.
Coffee.
Me too. I love that song. I'm sexy and I'm homeless. Oh yeah.
Hey, Chad. I'm a poor, dirty black man who drinks his own pee.
Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding. Seriously?
It's a
This pun is a joke.
That shows you what
It's
they
a
said, George.
funny one. It's
Then don't
hilarious.
lose your meal. You want to see something funny though?
No, I'm afraid I'm sitting at the offended table, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Grain-free granola bar.
Is that the funniest thing you can do? How's that possible? I don't know.
Isn't that
I was
kind of like
upset.
getting oxygen-free air?
Yeah. Come on. How do you get granola without grain?
Well, in order to make that right,
Granola.
Yeah.
Out here, they just,
It's. I think that's. But then they've been doing meat-free meats, so.
Yeah, they also sold the Allison 250 to the Rolls-Royce company.
I'm sorry.
So now every time we make an OH6 knockoff, we have to go ask the British for permission to use their engine. I'm like, it was designed by the Allison Transmission Company. What's wrong with them?
And don't ever confuse that one with Allison Chains. You'll get confused real fast.
Oh, it sounded like the joke was.
But they have a song about it, right?
Yeah, probably.
They do. Although I think Temple of the Dog was better.
Yeah, and it wasn't under it. I'll see you later, man. Much love,
Like a
guys.
group.
Be safe.
Temple of the Dog sounds like a group.
It was.
Was it a group?
Yep.
1994.
Oh, really? I never,
Or 95.
I never realized that.
Yep. Stone Temple Pilot.
The Stone Temple Pilots.
Don't you have Stone Temple? Eagle Blue.
Did you want seconds, Jim?
What's that?
Seconds,
Oh, yes, please.
everything?
Yes, please.
Hey, did you want seconds?
No, thanks.
1 second, please.
I want a second chance to win.
Yeah, man.
So where's them super sweet ladies that always send me here but never show up? They're chained in the kitchen. Make me feel bad. I belong in the kitchen. I got feet and I can cook. It's true. I noticed that human proportions are completely different from person to person. And generalizing is for like motor companies.
Oh, my water got kicked over. Yeah. Sorry. No, I just wasn't sure which person it was.
Take care, buddy.
Anybody else want
You know where I'll
water?
be.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
There you go. Water for anybody else?
Have you used the computer lately?
No, I haven't used the computer for a long time.
Oh, I was looking at JFK's family tree. I go to Family Search, and then I'll go way back. Somebody named Thomas Kennedy. They'd say Reverend, so he must have been a pastor over. I think it was Ireland or so. Some of the ancestors were Scots. And he had family named Gilbert Kennedy.
Well, I got about 10% battery. I'm glad my phone's still able to play though, because Farnsworth's here. I'm also glad that it's at church with people outside, because then he's less likely to do something. Most people choose to victimize you when you're alone.
Hey, Bernard.
Oh.
You okay?
Whew. That coffee's fresh. Oh, done is done.
I remember their coffee at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Stay warm with a lump of coal.
Oh, too bad they lost Dunkin' Donuts over in Oregon.
Yeah, they sure did.
Look on the
Ask
bright
Tiny
side. Always
Tim.
look on the bright side.
Went to Miami Beach. They had Dunkin' Donuts.
See,
down there
Tiny
under
Tim had to
construction.
go without a Christmas
Yeah, new Starbucks.
because
under
that
construction,
nasty
too.
old Ichabod.
I think they're.
Oh wait, wrong story.
Probably open by now.
Ichabod Crane would be the headless horseman.
Oh, I think I
guy
got to
is,
order their eggs and sausage.
Ebenezer.
next
Yep.
time in Miami
Not Scrooge
Beach.
McDuck.
well, yeah.
Yeah, actually, Scrooge McDuck was it's the same one. Yeah. Scrooge McDuck. He debuted in the Disney's version of A Christmas Carol.
Hey, how are you going?
Lo que ya es comida hecha. Sí, la para nosotros. Sí, pues aquí andamos. Pues sí. Pues así no sé, ¿no? Sí, anda trabajando. No, pero ya me dio explicación. Cualquier trabajo allá. Buen trabajo, pero al parecer en el smoke que fueron a dejar papel, dicen, yo no sé, el marido de la muchacha que está ahí, dijo que el
Well,
contento ahí en el
hopefully, since I showed up today,
más barato ahí.
Miss Krista can see me out the window, and she won't complain at me tomorrow for not showing up.
Dinner just a second.
Welcome back. I showed up like I was instructed. Yeah, your daughters are bossy.
Él dijo, que él estaba hablando de cosas, quiero hablar con vos, mira, y no quiso decir cuando dijo, sí, le dijeron que va.
Actually, I'm full of it. They were very sweet about it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Es algo.
Nice.
You gave Krista a bad time yesterday. There at Starbucks.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you. Is cooking a gender role or a survival skill?
Is it related to the Yeti?
Cooking is a survival skill and the first one that you said.
Gender role?
It's both of them.
Sorry. Water or coffee?
Yeah, you gotta eat. You gotta eat.
Water or coffee?
Indeed.
I think never recognize Moose without the mustache and beard.
I didn't.
Me either.
tiene agua y
I go, who's that? Oh, I went to Emily meetings either here or Beaverton.
Right.
I was driving away from my car. I go, oh, I thought it was Stranger. And then it took me forever to recognize Bruce Anderson. Oh, yeah, he told me there was nothing good to eat that's unfair. And I go, oh, I was thinking about all the sugars and the carbs.
No, you gotta eat. Can't go with eating or you'll die.
All right, so the first time I was ever in Tillamook was about 11 months ago. Today I found out a lady named Misty Potter, who was a friend of mine in Colorado, just got out of prison after being in prison for 7 years.
Really?
And she was up here when her son was abducted. Tillamook, yeah.
Really?
Well, my stepbrother been in prison about that long, about 7 or 8 years. When he was, he's 50 now, but he was 34. He was messing around with a 14-year-old girl.
Dumbass. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Well, he is a dumb.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Messing around with a girl that young.
yeah.
When he's freaking
Probably,
old.
no, he probably didn't use his head.
He's freaking old.
Yeah.
Older.
Yeah.
No, you had every right to say what you did.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
Not some of them saying sorry to the cops, but they're only sorry because he got caught.
Yeah, exactly.
If I break the law, I have the intention of getting caught. That's no joke. I break the law out of necessity, and only then.
Sure.
If it's a hot day and your dumbass forgot your kid in the car with the windows up, I break the window.
Oh, heck yeah. I would too. I'd break the window too.
No mismo, él le dijo varias veces, pero él por llevarle la contraria a ella.
How are you two doing today?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah? Good.
Sí.
Good. Very good.
No, pues sí. No, y es que el campo le enseñó que ella lo mantenga. No iba a las niñas. ¿Entendés? Pero que por ahora iba a las niñas. Es la forma de manipularla.
I'll connect to it real quick and see what it is.
Te lo voy a poner. Bueno, yo más me lo comí. Ah, pues, cierto, ya. No puedo decir.
It should say Tammy's
Si no
JV.
quiera como en los armonios.
Are you supposed to eat
Mira que los
the
armonios.
outside of it?
Mami,
Eat the outside of it?
Yeah.
Good plums, though. I don't eat plums very often.
no, ellos vinieron por visa. Creo que,
I haven't had plums for years. I forgot
claro,
whether
con
you're
la
supposed to
intención
eat
se
the
quedaron
outside
acá.
or not.
Oh, it's good.
De todas maneras,
Oh, I think last time we had some
duro,
peaches.
sí.
Yeah, we have peaches.
No, todavía él, supuestamente él todavía no la puede perder porque él
Peaches
creo
are
que
kind of
tanto
furry,
de
so it's
marisco,
kind of hard to eat the
pero la
outside of
cogí lo va a
a peach.
proteger.
Oh,
Pero
yeah.
cuando él
It's really
no
fuzzy.
Yeah, last time I had those are really juicy, though.
I was just reflecting upon the fact that they both sound better than both of you.
Who's that?
mira como le decía,
Why can't you speak with an accent? It's more pleasant.
dos niñas, ¿eh? Sí, ni lo cuida, él le tiene cuidado.
I like listening to Spanish, and I like listening to French
Ella
sometimes,
quiere estar acá.
and I really like listening to people speaking Klingon.
¿Quién cree que le dio el boleto al señor para que regresara? Ella misma por darle $700. Sí, porque yo le dije varias veces a ella, Marisol,
Well, the first language I tried to learn was Japanese. I didn't learn very well because I didn't know anybody who was Japanese to speak it with.
y entonces ya alcanza a ganar.
Sounds like they're always fighting with each other. You're the two Chinese people go after. It sounds like they're going after each other.
That's what German sounds like.
What's going on? Have you seen the alien plant at all?
I saw a human being who thinks he's an alien plant, but he also thinks that he's a vampire. So I don't know which one to believe. But
Maybe
he
he's
also,
an alien vampire.
well, he thinks that he's an alien vampire from underground, though.
But I mean, the guy believes in everything. I mean, Sasquatches, I mean, everything. He believes in all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So is the guy you're sitting next to.
Oh, well, yeah, there's lots of people.
Farnsworth.
And I've been deep in the woods and I've never seen I've seen a bear stand up on its back legs and that's intimidating enough. But never seen a.
I've never seen one of those, but I've seen a moose up close, and that's scary.
Yeah, but I just saw some elk in some lady's yard in a beach, man. One was a buck and the doe, and the little were bigger than us. The little ones. That's like, man, That's a big animal when you're standing up close to it.
Right.
I was trying to get it to come onto the bus, but
How's
it
it
wouldn't
going,
do
Larry?
it.
So
the
the youngin' who was sitting over there with the glasses, the cops went and harassed him right after you left yesterday. Tried claiming he had warrants, then they realized I was filming them and they got in their car and left. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you're standing there doing that, you know. So there is a good thing to be filming everything.
Yeah, sometimes you need some paying attention. It'd just be nice if people paid attention when it's a situation with me. I'm only intimidating to the cops because they know I record live.
Right.
If they shoot me in the head on live feed on YouTube, then it's gonna get caught live on YouTube. Them blowing my head off.
That's all right. And if you're gonna go, you might as well go that way.
Yeah. Also makes it less likely that they're gonna do it, especially since they know I record everything live when possible. I don't make it a secret. Lots of people get mad at me once they realize I was telling the truth about recording
Got
everything.
down that homeless guy in Newport, right on the highway there. Everybody was filming that. Oh yeah, the way he had a whittling knife that he was using to carve, and they asked him to drop it. Instead of dropping the knife, he dropped the screwdriver. So they decided, well, no sense in tasing him. We'll just put him out of his misery. So they just shot him down. I think they filled him with 6 bullets.
Yeah, there's another one. There's a lady cop. She pulled out her taser and she blasted the dude dead. And then she said that she didn't know that she grabbed her gun, that it wasn't a taser. I'm like, the tasers are bright friggin' yellow.
Difference. Yeah.
How do you not realize the thing?
The taser looks like a Wii controller. It doesn't look like a weapon. Imagine that.
Yeah, it looks like something from Star Trek, except bright friggin' yellow. That's probably the most defining factor right there. It's bright flippin' yellow. If you pull out your taser and it's not your taser, you know immediately it's not your taser. It's not yellow.
I think she just panicked and shot, and then tried to cover it. I said, oh, yeah, no, it wasn't the taser.
Yeah, and her coworkers will help her get out too. They'll say, oh, well, you know, she shouldn't lose her job over one idiot with a knife. You know, he shouldn't lose his job over, you know, some homeless dude. I mean,
He shouldn't lose. Yeah, he shouldn't lose his life over female cop that's intimidated by the job.
That dude. A lot of the female guards were the ones who were the big, because first of all, a lot of them did have size on their side. They try to hire very, very large women in there. But also, it's the fact that they can bully men all they want. Who's going to care?
What you got to do is you got to reach down and grab them like a bowling ball. That's why they got the extra holes.
See, now that's what got Trump into all this trouble to begin with.
No, he's just a grabber. He's just a pea grabber. He just grabs it.
Oh, that's kind of like Clinton not actually inhaling. Like, why the hell would you waste somebody's stash like that? Sorry. I figured you guys were the right crowd for saying something like that. You're about the right age.
You gonna smoke?
I don't. We're going to have to mug some white people for that.
The bad thing was that he had the ashtray on top of Monica's head, so he just slipped put the joint out in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Hillary putting that out. Hillary puts out all the fires.
Days without his smokes.
Yeah, you sure did, didn't you?
Oh, he would have a nicotine
He's always
fit.
been a man-eater from the very beginning.
Yeah, but she's more manly than her husband.
She doesn't play the sax like he does.
Dear Jesus, you're not helping his cause in the least bit.
I know I am.
Only because of Barry Manilow, but that's it.
Captain Anthony. All right.
Be safe. I will. Be safe, Craig.
Did you know Joyce Hughes?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I saw her obituary this week. So
Yeah, she passed away.
yeah, she wasn't that old.
All right, I'm down to 3% battery, so I got to ditch y'all. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught.
Yeah,
And don't worry, I'm not going to hate you for not making it. Nobody ever makes it, and that's the reason everybody ends up staying out here anyway. Nobody works together. I've been trying to get somebody to help since I got to this town, and it's been one person after another saying, I will, I will, I will, I will.
Yeah.
Now it gets to the point where if they don't make it, I accept it for what it is. Sometimes I even make the excuse that I couldn't make it either. Sometimes I legit don't make it either. But the biggest thing that I'm angry about, it's not that people don't show up, it's that mass quantities of people don't show up. It eats a lot of time, a lot of money, and it makes me go to these resources like the police and TFCC and places like that alone, and they victimize the hell out of us. Well, they definitely committed felonies by committing Medicare and Medicaid fraud. I gotta go plug my phone in, but I'll be back.
Okay.
Thank you much, Eileen.
Not a big place.
Oh, is that right?
Where's the garbage? It was a rhetorical question. No, all right. I didn't really know what it was, so thank you for answering. I was going to be sarcastic, thankful, and grateful. Oh, sorry, sir.
I have rough patch right there.
All right, I'm leaving you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem.
Bonjour, Mr. Brian. I'll be back. I gotta go make sure my phone is plugged in. The situation with Farnsworth sucks. It'd be nice if he was not here. I was told that he was not gonna be allowed back here, but he is allowed back here. The fact that a lot of the other people that I need to talk to are there, and the fact that I have to look over my shoulder for Farnsworth is some pretty creepy shit. But you get to hear how Robert, of course, apologized for not showing up. That's all right. At least he was honest about it. And I explained to him, like I do everyone else, it's not just you. Everybody does it. Some people are honest about it and some people ain't. Miss, she's another one of the people that's been victimized into the dirt here. And that shit ain't okay. Brian, he tries to keep a positive attitude, but trying to keep a positive attitude ain't the same thing as having a reason. Like when your temporary band-aid is just covering a festering, bleeding wound, it gets to the point where you got to realize all it's doing is holding in the infection. There ain't nothing sterile about that bandage anymore. And that's the problem with pretty words as good intentions. If somebody needs help, that doesn't mean that they need advice. That doesn't mean they need to hear your entire goddamn life story. It means they need help. If they need help, it doesn't mean that they need pretty memes. Something that you read off of Facebook and then you type amen, amen, amen. That's the most disgusting thing on Facebook is the word amen. Some pretty goddamn meme that doesn't fix a goddamn thing, and you get to read the words amen, agree 100%. Really, try applying it to real life. Your husband is beating you every night. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Your little sister's being raped, but your mom won't listen. Just let it go. Just let it go. Right? Do you bother applying what you're saying to real life situations? Do you stop to realize the gravity of your stupidity and your ignorance? Do you stop to realize your quantity and number of people that you get killed every year by being a flippin' idiot? Woodburn was recently in the news. When was I most recently in Woodburn? That's right, a woman stabbed a person there in the Walmart, apparently. People love shooting up stores I go to, don't they? Is it because I went there? No. The King Supers in Boulder, he didn't shoot up the place because I used to frequent there. The shooter in Virginia didn't shoot his coworkers because I used to frequent there. That police officer who killed that father of two, he didn't shoot that father of two just because I stayed in the parking lot. Same thing at the Winco Foods. There's a lot of places where people ended up getting shot up and stabbed up that I used to frequent. Pretty common. If you watch my videos of the area, you see why those things happen. Lack of police give a shit. These police believe that they are above the law because they are. You've allowed them this. If one of them does something wrong, they all pay for it. Police officers union and all that bullshit. So it's their best interest to cover up crimes by officers in their own departments. Someone calling himself Lighthouse Society type. Sup, dude? Hola. Where are you from, Lighthouse Society? San Francisco. Well, I'm in Tillamook, Oregon, United States. Since you seem to be a lighthouse enthusiast, you should check out Tillamook Lighthouse. Very cool story. It's also for sale for $50,000, but you can only access it 6 months out of the year. Not just the lighthouse itself, the whole friggin' island. Can you imagine getting a lighthouse and an island for $50,000? Ah, you're welcome, Lighthouse Society. Anyway, my channel was created for speaking up, for showing the truth, for sharing evidence, and for stopping abuse, especially systemic abuse against the homeless, the disabled, and males. We are the most likely victims of nearly every type of major crime. That includes police misconduct, corruption, profiteering, a lot of the jails and prisons that were built under the auspices of using them to house vagrants. People who you want to pretend choose not to be a part of the society that, well, realistically you won't allow them to be a part of. The United States prison system is full of political dissidents, people who did not agree with the status quo or the way that it's utilized. The easiest way to prevent those people from accessing the First or Second Amendment rights is to make them out to be some sort of a pernicious knit. Lighthouse Society type and black people. I absolutely fight for the rights of minorities, including black people. But by God, I will not tolerate a racist hate group like BLM. BLM is absolutely a racist hate group. When they first came out, I thought, good idea. Very good idea. This is something we can work with. This is supposedly for all of us. And that goddamn beeping in the background is driving me fucking nuts. How about you guys? That means that my battery's running down. Lighthouse Society type sounds like. Well, I think the biggest problem here, like I always complain about, is that people ain't working together. That each of these groups want to make it a racist thing instead of making it a, hey, we're all Americans. The Constitution is supposed to be for all of us. Why are we denying it to certain individuals? Why are there so many individuals who are not considered human enough for those constitutional rights? And why do they only exist if we pay for them? And why are they so easily and so often railroaded when people assume we don't have the money to pay for those rights? This phone was overheating like a mofo. Anyway, because of Robbie Farnsworth, I do have to make sure that I record when I come to places like this. Let's see, my phone is at 8%, so that's better than nothing. There's a lot of people here today that have promised they'd show up and promised that they'd help repeatedly and just haven't. Like Brian, Lori, same thing with Jim Roberts even. But at least it's recorded, and at least most of them admitted to it. I don't like it when people try to pawn stuff on me that they did. Here in the United States, we have a bad habit of using liberal, Republican, and Democrat as insults. Realistically, it's individuals that suck. If you're going to follow a political party and you're just going to follow whatever it is that they say, just because they said it, that denotes more than just a little bit of laziness. Being actively involved doesn't just mean saying in general that things are bad, okay, or we need to do better, okay. It means getting off your ass and actually helping the victims instead of just talking about it. Hello. Well, I told Lori and Brian I'd be right back. I just had to go plug my phone in, and then I completely forgot about them like a big jerk. You're back! Sir, it broke my heart that you weren't here to give us milk today, but when I realized that you were assisting others and being a kindly fella.
Taking them to Portland.
Crowds are on strike.
Yep, she told her late, and she didn't bring it today.
Wow.
It was kind of nice because we were shorthanded.
Yeah, I didn't get here till 1:45.
Well, I'm glad you show up, and I'm glad you exist.
Well, I always worry about you. That maybe something's wrong. I mean, but I also know when you get in the mountains, you can't call if you know you're running behind.
Can't
Yep.
call.
That's one of the things I whine about on my YouTube channel is that when you're up in the mountains, you can't call anybody.
That's right.
But you know something, 20 years you couldn't do that at all.
That's true. Yeah.
Remember the olden days.
Yeah, it used to be I had to walk around with a pocket full of change, and I was told I couldn't buy a candy bar.
Yeah. Well, there was a payphone booth at Lee's camp.
Do they still have those anywhere?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of
I thought
the
there
booths,
was. Is
just
there-
no
is
phones
there-
in them.
There are payphones somewhere up in the 26 end.
I think so.
Does Lee's camp have one?
Well, y'all be safe. Well, I know beyond any shadow of doubt that I know the people that I was going to see are over there. Hello.
Hey man, are you still serving?
No, sir.
Oh,
They might still have a meal though. You could ask them.
well, I was thinking about you.
Oh, I already ate. Yes, sir. Thank you, though.
Hey, well, if you at that back door where the handicap ramp is, a lot of times I'm back there and I got a couple of burritos from leftover from Friday where the burrito guy fell, and they've been in the refrigerator the whole time. They're still pretty good. So tomorrow, if you meet up around this time, why?
Yes, sir. My name is Sean.
John, I'm Richard.
Good to meet you, Richard.
That back door a lot. Kind of the I don't call people homeless, I call them houseless. And you know, they're just like everybody. They
I'm
just don't
definitely
have a roof.
houseless.
Huh?
I said I'm definitely houseless. I got a roof though. I got a little Honda Civic.
Oh, okay. Well, You know, that's a blessing. You know?
It is. I mean, there's pluses and minuses to it. There's the people who live in cars who realize all the issues of trying to find a place to park, having to move away from your stuff while you go looking for such, or, jumping through all the hoops that you're expected to jump through to get help. And then you come back to your car and all your stuff is stolen. So you got to try to keep an eye on it. And there's a lot of people who are like, well, at least you have a car, here's how it is at camp. And I've done both, and both of them have their pros and cons.
Really do. And, I've owned multi-million-dollar houses, and I've lived in Willis, delivered. So, a lot of stuff in between. Lived in tack rooms on rent.
Horses.
They're, like you say, it's all got a little up and a little down.
Hopefully I get something decent going on here. I was going to go to Portland last weekend to go try to find some missing people. I was able to panhandle up enough to get a full tank of gas. I just needed to panhandle up enough to get back. That's been a few days though.
Yeah.
That's long going right there. I try to just Sundays because those seem to be the only days where I'll make more than $5.
Really?
Yep, especially over at the Safeway. Although lots of the people that work there are real nice.
Uh-huh. Well, and that's true. I didn't notice that. Yeah. Well, bud.
Be safe, Mr. Richard.
I'll say a prayer for an increase in your provisions.
Well, thank you.
Thank Jesus Christ, that's all you do.
Be safe, Richard. There's two Richards. Richard with the white beard and Richard with the gray beard. I kind of get the feeling the man I just talked to is Richard with the gray beard. I haven't met him yet. All right, let's see if we can get this car started. Let's get it started, let's get it started here. All right, there's my screwdriver. There it goes. There are pros and cons to nearly every person that I work with and interact with. There's a lot of people that have said they'd like to help me, but they're at work. There's a lot of people where situations happened at their work, though. And in a lot of those cases, if it had been anybody but me, they probably would have called the cops. But many people go, well, it's Sean, he can handle it. He's smart. Well, the problem is those situations need to not go undocumented. When I have to turn that shit in, you get to hear on my channel how many of those places admitted after the fact they never bothered to turn in most of the shit that I told them about. want to outright make up their own versions of the after telling me that they can't give me legal advice. Meanwhile, I go to them for legal advice. I went to them because they had a legally obligated job to do. Meanwhile, if they're not allowed to give legal advice, they shouldn't have given illegal legal advice. If it's not true, it's absolutely illegal, especially from these professionals. Especially when they're doing it to at-risk adults. That shit is not okay. I'm an at-risk adult, not a retarded adult. People kind of look at me funny when I drive down the road with my door half open. It's hot as fuck in here. Just saying. Also, that young man that was harassed, I'd like to get his story, and I'd like to get him to go in with me, because that's not okay. That shit is horrible. Jennifer! Oh my god! Jennifer, Dakota rocks. Yeah, she has problems of her own, but she's still human, and like I said, she fucking rocks. Although I think Farnsworth's lady friend might have just headed that other direction. Actually, Farnsworth lady, she was in Starbucks the other day, or in Safeway the other day at Starbucks, and there was a lady she was talking with that looks kind of like a lady named Kelly I know in Boulder. Anyway, this young woman that Ashley Farnsworth was talking to ended up staring at me like I raped her dog for a good long while. Lucky me, I recorded the situation. I didn't record her directly because I wasn't trying to be too much of a goddamn douchebag. But if it becomes important that I be that douchebag, I don't mind. As a matter of necessity, people are capable of doing some pretty goddamn desperate things. Let's see how much charge I got on this thing. 7. I am used to people not showing, to people not keeping their word. Not much to not be used to about that. So, this is why abuse out here is perpetual. It never stops. People who claim that they're going to help you are, in reality, inevitably only going to talk about them. So what should I do? Should I try to panhandle up the remainder of what I need to pay that $25 worth of a fine I got to pay this month? Should I go up the mountains and try to make sure that some of my stuff at least is still up there and hope that everything that I had hasn't been stolen already? It's tough. What's the right thing to do, right? Ain't that the big question? What's the right thing to do? Well, the right thing to do is to go to a friend or family member, but as we all know, my friends and family members aren't worth a shit. Ah, fuck. And now I'm missing a phone. I hope I didn't set it on top of my car. That would suck. Is this it? Nope. Ah, fuck. There it is. I found it. There is no room on it for recording anymore, though, which sucks. Got 95% battery, though. Or is this one is at 8%. Let's see if I can find one of my external batteries. No. Don't look like a happening thing. I guess I'll have to make it a short trip, huh? It's overwhelming. Alright, there's a guy who got a hold of me. He watches some Teresa Macilia's videos. And she's very sexually suggestive on her channel, which a lot of people don't like. And that also has been used by some as an excuse to claim that she could not have been raped because she is sexually suggestive on her channel. Or that somehow it couldn't have been raped because she must have been leading him on by doing stuff like that. It's like, you know, that's the reason that people don't listen to y'all. There's a big difference between blaming the victim and speaking up about circumstance. Now that shit's just straight up victim blaming. I can flirt with whoever the fuck I want. I can be as flirtatious as I want. It's unfortunate that that's actually not true. A man's not allowed to be flirtatious. A man's not allowed to be nice unless he's good looking or rich, without getting treated like he's being flirtatious, trying to get some, trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It ain't his fault that you don't like people that are not physically attractive. It's not a person with a big nose's fault that you don't like people with big noses. It's not a person with a tiny winkies fault that you prefer somebody with a massive wangster. It's not your fault that even though you're attracted to fat women, the only women who ever try to throw themselves at you are the skinny ones. That ain't your fault. You can settle for a skinny one if you want to. If you're into fat women and there's a really, really, really super nice skinny woman, you gonna give her a chance? If you're into fat women and a super nice skinny woman comes up to you and really likes you, are you gonna give her a chance? More important question, do you owe it to her to give her a chance? Is this something you owe her? What if you're married? What if you have a girlfriend? What if you're engaged? How far does it go and how far is it extended? At what point do the rules change? Do you decide somebody's guilt based on a particular skin color or a particular shade of skin color? Or maybe culturally you think that certain people are culturally disposed to rape or violence? When people react to that, you say, oh, look, see, just because they said that, they're culturally disposed to violence. Now you get to see, when people are like that to me, I give them the same equality that they feed these other folks. And the things that they say, oh, well, this shows that these other people are culturally disposed to violence because they type this and because they type that. And these very same people type those things at me. White people telling me how horrible Mexicans are and why. And then I say those things about white people. And they do the things they complain that Mexicans do. See? When do the rules become different? Why is it that there's so many Hispanic people who've been so incredibly good to me? How come so many natives have been so good to me? Culturally, they're disposed to be nicer than Caucasian Americans, apparently. All right, we'll see what we're at. %, battery. I know that this external battery doesn't work worth a shit. But I know I'm going to try to use it anyway. If I unplug my phone and then plug it back in a whole bunch, it'll sort of work. Ugh. Anyway, that youngin', the one with the glasses and the braces, that was harassed by the cops. They claimed he had a warrant. He's in this video. He was literally sitting right next to Robert Farnsworth, though, so it was an uncomfortable situation for me. On the bright side, Farnsworth didn't talk to me, and I didn't talk to Farnsworth. That'd be Robert Farnsworth, not Ashley. And yes, I'm aware that Ashley Farnsworth's last name isn't really Farnsworth. That's just what she told me her last name was. Oh, here's another one of the mean ladies. I'll show you. That lady there. I don't know her name. I just know she's one of the people that's bullied me down there at the laundromat. Chris said he talked to her about it because that shit's just not fucking okay. I don't know if he did talk to her about it or not. A lot of people don't pay any attention to the difference between animosity and fear. People don't threaten to kill me. I don't have to be afraid that they're gonna... Well, I do have to be afraid for them. You peoples are almost closed, huh? Like, pushing me. I went, and there was no you there. I had to talk to Mom. Well, I'm not an idiot either. Tell you what, is there a bathroom code that I can use? I'll be right back to call.
There's 00987.
All right, good. Because I didn't want to leave that puddle on your floor. did come in for a coffee. However, there's nobody there at the moment, so I will be patient. Everybody's got to take a break at some point, right? Anyway, that lady that I was talking to in there that I got the bathroom code from, that's Krista. And she's the one that is always super insistent that I go down to the church and get something to eat.
How you doing?
Just still breathing. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no problem.
A lot of people did real harmful stuff that didn't intend on doing anything harmful at all. They just didn't intend on keeping their word. They ended up wasting time because I was not a human being to them. I was just a novelty. To Shannon Alvarado, I wasn't a person. I was a novelty. There's a lot of people who want to try to compare their situations to mine, but they really can't. Apples and oranges and all that. How can a woman understand what this is like? She can't. It's different for a man than it is for a woman. Now, don't get me wrong, there's women who are not so physically attractive. Oh, go ahead. I guess I should probably stay on this side of the road for now. I'll let them cross. There's like 3 or 4 cars in a row and I don't want to be a jerk. Besides that, the coffee I want's on this side of the street. For the most part, it's because it calms me down. It doesn't do anything good for my thinking. That's for certain. Like it doesn't calm me down mentally. It calms me physically, if that makes sense. For me, coffee is not a physical stimulant. It is a physical destimulant. And I can, for the price of one of those Java Monsters, I can get a coffee and a refill at Starbucks. But I get super cheap coffee. Krista must be on break. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's rude of me. I almost ran over somebody's kid in the grocery store. Anyway, I guess screw it. I'll just go over to my car for a bit. I got enough snipes off the ground. I can roll a full cigarette. Once people have committed crimes against me, especially if they've done so repeatedly, I am real leery about being around them for obvious reasons. I'm almost out of battery here. Anyway, like I keep pointing out, of course not everybody's gonna like me, and I don't expect anybody to like me. But a lot of the people here at the Safeway are nice to me. I try to mind my P's and Q's. I try to not push my buttons further than I should. There's lots of people here who haven't done me any wrong. They've never been rude or inconsiderate or anything close. And it's not their fault that people are rude and inconsiderate too. Like there's a lot of folks who, if I tell them about the abuse out here, it somehow enters their head as, oh, it's all your fault that people are doing bad stuff. Well, then it becomes all your fault And there's a pretty good explanation behind that too. When you are so paranoid that you're going to assume that somebody is blaming you, so you're not going to help them turn in a situation because in your head it's some evil thing against you, you're not going to make good decisions. You're not going to help that person. It's important for the victim to speak up. It's important for the victim to be heard. And the number one thing that you can do, the very first thing that you need to do in order to keep the trust of the victim. Now, mind you, a lot of you try to do stuff that you're supposed to do to try to coax the victim into a sense of security, or in the situation with the police, a false sense of security. I'm sorry that happened kind of stuff, but you say it over and over and over again. Yeah, when they're already telling you what's up, they're already spilling the beans, the last thing you want to do is derail the train by talking over them. The last thing you want to do is repeatedly fucking interrupt them to ask if they want a fucking cup of water. No, I don't want a fucking cup of water. I want you to pay attention to the abuse. When I come to your office and I tell you about sex offenders raping children, yeah, I don't give a fuck about your goddamn cup of water. Yes, I'll accept your cup of water. Thank you for the fucking cup of water, okay? Do you feel better now that I thanked you for a cup of water? You gonna throw it in my face later on that you got me a cup of water? Did you do your goddamn job? No, you didn't. And later on, I don't want to be having you throw it in my face. Oh, well, I gave you a cup of water. Bitch, you didn't do your job. You spend 5 minutes going to get a cup of water, and what does that come down to? Excuses. Nothing but excuses. God bless America. Game man.